What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Aren't you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course, From Ridiculous to Radical to Real. This means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, From Ridiculous to Radical to Real and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
It's now easier than ever to stay connected with David G. Evans and the Bethany Baptist Church family. Follow the ministry and rejoice in all that God is doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. On Facebook, you'll be up to date on the latest happenings, and you can watch our Sunday services on Facebook Live at 8 and 11 a.m. Eastern.
Here comes the power. Hallelujah.
Words of wisdom and encouragement can be found on Twitter, and you'll get up to the minute sermon points as they happen in our weekly worship services. Follow us on Instagram and be blessed by the inspirational and special moments that are highlighted each week, and meet the people who are the heart of our ministry. And if it's video you want, subscribe to the Bethany Baptist Church channel on YouTube. See the celebrations, the special events, and the many, many people who are helping to transform lives one at a time. Stay connected with David G. Evans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and become a member of our broadcast family today.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's On Point.
Praise the Lord, everybody. I want to welcome you once again to On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live. David G. Evans, one on every smart device that you own. 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. every Saturday morning. We're right here. Of course, my world-famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas Smith, is here with me today. And we are on the cusp, the threshold of a very wonderful but exhausting week called Power of God. We want to encourage you, if you are anywhere, anytime this week available, that you come. Now, The convocation is uniquely constructed. We have national preachers at noon and at our evening service. We have all Grammy Award and Stellar Award winning artists participating in music, ministry, every single night of the convocation. A little unique in that the musicians that come, John Key and Todd Delaney, they will actually be singing in the service. So it's an amazing format. It's an atmosphere of salvation, deliverance. Our schools of excellence are open starting Monday morning at 8:25. Tracks for pastors, assistant pastors, men and women in ministry, lay people, creative fine arts. Now, pastor, you can bring 9 people with you for about $400, $395. You can't beat that anywhere in the world. But if you're going to take advantage of that, you've got to do it before you arrive. Okay, it'll be more at the door, not terribly more. It's not going to send you home screaming. But we do the discount so the pastor and 9 of his members, or 9 in his group or her group, can come and enjoy power of God. Pastors, you don't want to miss it. Assistant pastors, you don't want to meet. Lay people, you do not want to miss this opportunity to invest in the purpose and the assignment and the anointing that God has placed on your life. I believe registration right now is what, $85?
I believe so.
That gives you preferred seating, all your materials, all your classes. Our worship services, of course, are open and free to the public, so you don't have to be a registered person to come to church service. But we suggest that if you are seat sensitive, you register so you can get in that ring of people that are registered. If you can't come for the entire convocation, come for 2 or 3 days. The local hotels are working with us, so the rates are wonderful. If you can only come for 1 day, we have day passes. So perhaps you can come only Tuesday and Thursday. You can get a day pass for each of those days. And come and get the classes, get the 2 worship services. Our preaching roster this year is outstanding. We are just, I'm overwhelmed by the response. We've got something for everybody. Pastors, we have a pastor's luncheon on Wednesday. Bishop Mark Sharon will be ministering to us and imparting to us on that day. Always does a phenomenal job in that context, like he does in any other context you place him. But, we've got the prophetic, we've got the inspirational, we've got the millennial, we've got, all these things. Great millennial tracks, technology tracks, that creative fine arts thing. If you're on creative fine arts, I would suggest that you bring your rehearsal clothes with you, because the classes are not just sitting in lectures. You're participating in demonstrations. So you'll walk away with some new skills. We've got we have a very innovative flag ministry, highly spiritual. They're going to be teaching that this year also. Because sometimes flag goes along the way, but you're going to feel the difference in the flag ministry that we're going to demonstrate for you. We're going to display creative fine arts every night in service, what home choir ministry can look like, home praise team ministry can look like. We're just going to show you how to do it in your own place. Don't have to call in ringers, can do your own thing. So you'll know what to do. The entire convocation is designed to impact the local pastor and the local church. So you don't come here for theory. You come here for tools that you can take back to your ministry and really use them immediately once you let your staff know what you want to do. We show you not just what to do, but how to do it. So we want you to register as soon as possible. Tomorrow night, 7:30, we begin. Bishop Joseph Walker, the prelate of Full Gospel, will be our initial speaker. And then we hit the ground running on Monday morning. The likes of Walter Thomas, Jamal Bryant, Keon Henderson, Bishop McClendon is going to be here, Prophet Amotang, David Maldonado, Mark Moore Jr. is going to be here, Hannah's going to be here, Hezekiah Walker's going to be singing. I mean, it's
going to be crazy.
Yeah, you will enjoy Power of God 2019, the year of the church, the open door. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. We want you to come on and be a part of this great event. You can go to the website. You can start calling the church. We can get you referred into what you need to do, get you locked in. If you need accommodations, we can talk to you and tell you where to get it, the best accommodations in the area where we have the deals with the hotels. Okay? All the hotels have been personally investigated and visited by our conference staff, so we know what we're recommending. Amen? Yeah. All right, so that's Power of God 2019. We want you to be here with us. Don't hear about it, experience it. We talk about experience the power of God. 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-74-EVANS. You can give us a call from anywhere in the world, toll free. Now, tell me what happened with why the president once again threatened Mexico and Mexico did not flinch.
Well, the claim is now that Mexico has agreed to a deal with him to help curb immigration, to stop the asylum seekers, and to help send some people back. So that way then he said he suspended the tariffs, and he's not going to do it based off that.
He blinked.
Now, I think what happened was Congress said to him, because remember, Congress can override. Republicans start coming out saying
they were getting ready to smoke him.
Yeah, and he changed his mind.
Yeah.
But he always has to come out as the
victor.
Yeah,
you didn't tell me not to come. I told you I didn't want you in the first place.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So he blinked. He either blinked because of his own party, which I think is possible. He was about to mess up big time.
Yep.
And I think he hasn't figured out. I don't know why America doesn't figure this out. We try to tell other leaders of countries what to do, thinking that they don't have leader egos, just like our presidents do.
Yep.
So you tell a guy what kind of weapons he can build, he'll tell you whatever he wants you to know, and build them anyway.
Yeah.
They've been trying to buffalo. He's been trying to buffalo Mexico. First it was the wall. Then it was this. Then it was immigration. Then it was the tariffs. Then it was, you're going to pay for it.
Yep. Because now these tariffs would affect all Americans rather than just the China ones.
Absolutely. Well, the farmers are taking it, man.
Yeah. So they had to look, bro, you got cars, food, or normal everyday stuff.
Well, because he wasn't going to be affected by it.
Exactly.
He lives in the White House. Okay.
Yeah.
So the tariff for Mexico is suspended, right?
Yep.
And this agreement, which we haven't seen yet, is in existence.
No.
They haven't come to an agreement that quickly.
No. And plus, agreement all you want to. Immigrants are still going to come here. People still going to cross. I mean, what you going to do?
They're not going to stop it. We need to figure out a way to put some structure around it, so it works for us and works for them. But right now, the knee-jerk response is we don't want anybody coming to our country, which is stupid.
Yeah, it is. Especially a country built on immigration.
And I don't understand how he can watch TV as much as he does, and say there were no crowds gathered in London protesting him. He makes himself look insane.
Yeah. Did you see the moment where he was driving the car? The car was going down the street, and he claimed he had this big crowd, and it was like nobody standing out there.
Of course, there was nobody there. I saw Spicer this morning. They played a clip of him saying that the inauguration crowd was the largest in history, and then they showed the clip. The streets were empty.
Yeah, and the protests over there. He's not even the president of England, or prime minister, excuse me, but. They protested the whole entire time.
Floats and everything.
You see the one on the toilet?
Yeah. These guys are crazy. I'm like, this is like the Macy's parade, man. This thing is nuts. Oh, my goodness.
But have we ever seen in our lifetime a leader this despised around the world?
Well, no.
Like this, from America, not other places, from America.
Despised, disrespected, disregarded.
Yeah.
To me, we're supposed to not only be the most powerful country in the world, if you're going to rate them, but we should be the most respected too.
Absolutely.
And we're not respected because our leader's not respected.
Absolutely.
And, you know, my president does not do a good job. You know what I wondered today? And I could be all wrong. If the guy doesn't read much and he says, like this whole climate thing, somebody will just tell him, don't talk about climate.
Right.
Don't talk about climate change. Don't talk about weather. Don't just leave those subjects alone. Just don't talk. Do something else, but don't talk about this whole weather climate thing. Because every time he opens his mouth, it's clear he does not know what he's talking about.
Right.
And what I wondered today, I got a lot of friends that went to Wharton that worked hard to get through there. Yeah. How did my president graduate?
Yeah. So he got, unless he got some money to flow through.
How did he graduate? And if he did, how did he graduate? Because something's wrong.
Unless he's good with numbers and passes numbers classes.
Graduate school is more than math.
I know. I mean, passed those, but then got away with some other
They don't
stuff.
give you real estate classes in grad school.
I'm trying to find a way to work this. Like somehow give me something.
There's some things ought not be emphasized if you don't have the strength to prove that you went to college.
Like Mars being on the moon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where are his people? Yeah. And I get it. They can't control him. So what they do is spend their time putting out fires after fire after fire. Yeah. I understand that. But they ought to be protecting his image as much as they can. Yeah. But he ought to give them some assistance. Yeah. You don't have to say something about everything.
Right. Just be quiet.
Be the president.
Yeah. But he's shown his insecurity in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
Like especially like with the D-Day signing. Did you see that? Where he signed his name at the top of the page of all the world leaders.
Why?
I mean, like,
why?
To prove what?
Why? When did you start signing official documents at the top?
Yeah,
He's not making notes in the margin. Come on.
Yeah. What's like that time he pushed that guy to get to the
front?
I
saw it.
Now, I'm surprised the guy didn't push him back. It just,
They're
early in the presidency, like
he's like a kid.
Yeah.
My grandson right now is going through a phase where this "what about me" thing.
Yeah.
And everything is that's mine. That's mine. Why can't I have that?
Yeah.
That he's got to be a part of it. And I'm trying to look. You've got your stuff.
Yeah.
Your sister has hers.
Yep.
Calm down.
Yeah.
There's no need to cry. You don't want her taking your stuff.
Right.
You can't take hers.
Yep.
But he has to inject himself. 2 kids were playing ball yesterday. He goes and stands in between them. Chandler, get out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he wants to play. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
That's not the way you do it, son. Yeah. It's not the way you do it.
Okay.
All right. So we are. He reminds me of a child.
Yeah. He does.
That's starved for attention.
Yeah.
What must it be like to be his inner circle or his family that you constantly have to feed this guy this attention satisfying that's never satisfying?
Never. And I think you noticed, did you see that interview with Jared that happened?
I missed it. What happened?
So they asked Jared, was your father-in-law a racist? And Jared was like, I've never seen him be racist before. I've never heard a racist word, so and so and so. And the guy asked him, well, what about the birther movement? Well,
what did Jared say?
Jared was like, well, I wasn't involved in the birther movement. And he said, I understand you weren't involved in the birther movement, but you heard your father-in-law talk about this whole birther movement.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't involved with that. I was, that was something that...
No answer?
No answer.
He's your father-in-law.
He's your father-in-law.
What's your opinion about what your father-in-law was doing?
Yeah.
He wouldn't answer the question.
He wouldn't answer the question.
You know what that meant? Mm-hmm. He knows his father-in-law's a racist.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't have to be involved in it to see that was...
Look, you call Klans people good people, there's something wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
plain and simple. This, in the crazy part again, it goes back to what always baffles me about all this. It's stuff that he does and his supporters having his back on all this stuff. And that's the thing that just... I remember somebody said that the American electorate is one of the most misinformed groups probably in the world. And it's really glaring right now. It's showing a lot.
I heard a guy say this morning, are you going to believe your lying eyes or what I'm saying to you. That thing it blew my mind. Your eyes are obviously lying to you.
Right.
That tape is not saying that. It's not.
Yeah. Now everybody's like right in front of your face.
Man, I'm distressed.
Yeah, me too.
So the tax changes. I was talking to my accountant, and he says he has clients now, people that never paid. 25, 30 years never paid, are paying thousands of dollars back to the government right now. I thought this was the tax break for working people.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Working people are getting nailed. And you have here to the tune of $90 billion under the new tax law people are paid?
Yep.
So far?
So far, yep. $90 billion.
Didn't it just kicked in January, right?
Yeah. Well, because part of it was for last year.
They paid $90 billion so far?
As a whole. So just after the refunds, the IRS has collected $90 billion.
You mean
more than last year?
Yeah.
More than last year. More than that previous tax year.
And the rich guys aren't paying this.
Yeah, they actually got, I think, 33,000 some, and some 33,000 some more in the tax break.
Only person thinks that's okay is somebody's getting the money.
Oh yeah.
But I so you got $33 extra in your check every other week, and you were singing the praises that, look, I'm making more money. Then you get your tax return back, and you got $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 bill. Does that $33 still look good to you?
Exactly right. You made an extra almost $700 a year, but you got to pay back 3,000 something. I remember the accountant said, "Look, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah,
you switch your stuff to zero like that." He said, "Because it's going to come."
Yep.
And he was like, "You got to."
Yep.
But they didn't tell people to change their withholdings.
They wouldn't have voted for it. They wouldn't have supported it.
Yep. And I think whoever's running, the Democrat that's running, needs to talk about this.
Absolutely.
A lot.
Absolutely. And stay on it.
Yeah. And not just be anti-Trump.
Because more money coming out of the kitty that's already being held together by shoestrings is not a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, Florida, what they do, passed a bill that requires ex-felons to pay all fees before exercising.
Yeah, you remember they...
That's part of the gerrymandering thing.
Yeah. You remember they voted that felons can vote.
Yeah.
This is when the Democrats, and once the Republicans got in office, they said, okay, you guys can vote once you pay all your fees back, which could be in the thousands.
Fees for what? For
court fees, all those things. So, and most people coming out of jail,
so they put a college loan kind of thing on the prisons? You got to pay for the rest, like, for years before you can do anything?
Basically, yeah. If you pay all your court fees and all your lawyer, all that stuff,
then you can vote.
Then you can vote.
So in America, you're paying to vote
for these felons, yes. Now, and never mind, it's hard for them to get a job, which is going to be hard for them to live.
The whole point. That's the whole point. So they can't vote.
Yep. These people are evil, man. For people who claim they're constitutionalists and then people have freedoms, they have rights. They're doing so much to take away people's rights.
That's gone. That's gone. They're not constitutionalists.
They're not.
No. They're Trump solutionists or something. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's. Wow. What do you mean 3 million senior citizens in the U.S. are still paying off their student loans?
Yeah.
3 million senior citizens are still paying their college loans off?
Yep. Because they may have went back to school in their 30s or their 40s.
But now that's 30 years later, they're still paying?
Yeah. Your student loans are 30-year windows to pay off.
Huh?
Yeah. They give you 30 years to pay them off. And sometimes you went back to school, and especially if you went back during the recession time.
Yeah.
And it was hard for you to find a job after you got out of school.
Yeah.
Then you still got all these bills racked up. And then don't defer them.
30 years later?
Yeah. It's, some people are talking they went back to school in their 40s, their 50s, and they're still paying stuff off.
1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-74-EVANS. Somebody call us and weigh in on this student loan thing. But also somebody call in and weigh in on this. You thought you were going to get some money back in your tax return, and you went in and your accountant said, "I got good news and I got bad news."
Yeah.
The good news is your taxes are completed.
Right.
The bad news is you owe the IRS about $5,000.
Yeah. We had somebody on here on Facebook say used to getting a $3,000 refund.
Yeah.
They owed $3,000. Yeah.
That does not look like tax reform to a working person.
Nope.
Because it never was about. Here's what bothers me: the politicians knew it was not about. All this stuff that is a shock to us. They calculated all this stuff.
Absolutely.
And decided that the working people, middle and lower middle class people, and poor people were going to foot the bill for the tax cuts.
Yep.
I said it till I was sick of hearing myself. The money's got to come from somewhere.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Everybody said, "Hey, they cutting the taxes, cutting taxes." I got $25 extra. I got $50 extra a month. $50.
Which are barely. That's what, gas money.
Man, that ain't gas money.
For 1 week.
If you driving a Prius,
Right.
if you driving an electric car, maybe that's enough gas money.
Yeah.
You don't need gas.
Yeah.
Man, come on. I'm.
This is
It's a mess.
It really is. It really is. And the whole lie of these conservative principles are going to help give people the freedom to succeed in America and so on and so on. So I'm like, you need poor people and working class people to have wealthy people.
That's
There's
right.
no way around
It's
it.
a function of capitalism.
Everybody's not going to be wealthy.
It's a function of capitalism.
It's the nature of the beast.
If you don't have poor people, you don't have folk making $10 an hour. They can't make as much profit. They're fighting, raging the minimum wage up to $15 an hour.
Yeah.
When they know full well people can't live on $15. Walmart, the biggest retailer in the world, interviews you, hires you, and I know this because I got relatives work there. And then they hand you a list of the government benefits that you're eligible for.
Yeah.
When did you start getting food stamp applications and stuff at your job interview? You know, I'm hiring you, I'm going to pay you, but you're going to need to go down and get some assistance to work here.
Because we're not going to
What
pay
kind of nonsense is that?
And their family is buku rich.
Man, they so wealthy. Only the Holy Ghost has more money than the Walmart.
Right. And when you go there, this is pet peeve with Walmart. They got all those registers open.
And it's disgusting.
And 3 people working.
And disgusting. And guess what?
And you in line for.
And the automatic ones all got red lights. You can't even use
You
them.
can't even use them. And you got to wait. Just. Anywho.
I make the mistake of going in there after I finish work. And I keep making the mistake of going in the store around 11:45.
Yeah. That's my easy.
Because 12 o'clock, man, they changing them registers.
Yep.
But I figured out something. I don't go to the main register anymore.
Okay.
I go over to electronics.
Okay. Oh, yeah. True. Yep. And do everything electronics. Yep.
She usually stand over there by herself. Hey, daughter, how you doing?
Yep.
And then you hear people start coming up behind you. Where's he going?
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
So that's the best time to shop.
Man, this Bible Mongering question never was answered.
Yeah, we didn't. We didn't
keep doing it, but it never was answered.
No.
Throw it out there again. Let's see what happens.
So what animal does God call his leaders? What animal does God call his leaders that do not keep his holy day? What animal does God call his leaders that do not keep his holy day? Use scripture to back
God
up
or
your-
Jesus?
God. Yeah. He calls him a certain animal.
Does he?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You got me on that one.
Yeah. Now it's a little tricky because then you got to figure out.
No,
Which
if you design the question, it's more than a little tricky.
You got to figure out which holy day I'm talking about.
It just no. You don't come quietly on this kind of stuff. You don't hear what I'm saying.
Right.
We of course we've been talking about power of God and I'm overwhelmed at who God is sending to us this year. There is such a mix of styles and anointings in our preaching crew, as well as those that are coming to minister in music.
Right.
I'm not aware if I've ever heard of Kalante, Bishop Hezekiah, John Key, Ricky Dillard, and Todd Delaney in the same place at church.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not sure I've ever heard that. this is the kind of convocation, kind of meeting that you're going to experience when you come to the Open Door Power of God meeting starting tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. You can give us a call, 856-805-7337. Is this a new number for us?
Well, remember we changed our phones around. They got the...
Okay, because, I was just memorizing the other number. 856-805-7337. Now, you can also go on our website at go2bethany.com and get the information, register, and take care of the whole thing. We want to see you. I understand the phones have been ringing like crazy.
Yeah.
What year is this?
What year is this?
What year is this? I mean, we started at the old church.
I think it was the 95 or 96 was the first.
Was it 96?
96 was
So we're like in our 23rd year?
Yeah.
23 dropped in my head.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And remember, everybody, worship services are free and open to the public.
Yeah. Noonday and nighttime.
Yeah. The classes, registration for the classes, but it's good to register for just in general because you get them preferred seats.
Yeah, because, last year when Ricky came.
It was packed up.
And then Daniel was right behind him. Yeah. This place was. Yeah. It was a sea of people. Mm-hmm. It was. So if you're seat sensitive, like I always say, you want to register. It's worth it to you. Yeah. Once again, if you can't come all week, then come for the days that you can. Yeah. Get a day pass. That'll give you complete coverage for the entire day, from the classes to the worship services, continental breakfast every day, and then the evening worship service, which is absolutely astounding. Pastors, you want to be here with us. It's a custom of Power of God that pastors with churches, we meet after service is over with the guests, have a great time eating and fellowshipping, sharing things. You just don't want to miss it. You want to be here for Power of God beginning June 9th. That's tomorrow night, 7:30 through Friday. 6 nights, 5 days of empowerment, encounter. Your ministry will never be the same because you will never be the same. And you get to meet some nice folk that are really happy about being saved and love the Lord and love God's people. Yep. So we want you to come on and come out. Yeah. Once again, we've got Joseph Walker, we've got Jamal Bryant, we've got Mark Sharona, we've got John Hanna, we've got Clarence McClendon, we've got Keon Henderson, we've got Walter Thomas, we've got David Maldonado, we've got Mark Moore, we've got Daniel Amutang. So we've got a great mix. Of course, I'll be up on Wednesday night. We're going to just have a great time. Our theme is the open door. I believe the men of God, and we got 3 general sessions.
Yes,
Rita Twiggs, Darius Daniels, and Sabrina McDaniel. We're going to do 3 general sessions during the day. You don't want to miss them as they come and deliver. It's such an eclectic mix.
Yeah, it is.
Just styles of delivery.
Yep.
Emphasis from the Word of God, something that's going to be really, I think, going to be a really good thing. Now, just in case the classes begin at 8:35. Yeah. We have morning prayer in our worship in our sanctuary, 7:45 to 8. 8 a.m. to 8:30 is continental breakfast and registration. 8:35 sharp, classes begin. We've got teachers coming to do our classes from all around the region. You do not want to miss the opportunity to sit under some of the strongest teachers of the region. Some of our teachers are coming from as far as D.C., Pennsylvania, Eastern, Western Pennsylvania, New York, all of New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, you name it. They're coming from all over to be clinicians for the people that are coming to Power of God, who are coming for a specific purpose of receiving impartation to improve ministry. Classes are really great. Who's Your Daddy? Finding a Spiritual Father, True Representation. What's the AT track? I'm
associate track.
Associate pastor's track. True Representation, being an ambassador for your pastor. We've got some other things. Bartimaeus season, when the visionary loses vision. I hate my thorn. Leveraging our pain for power. That's just the regular folks track. We got some deep stuff coming, man. It's going to be absolutely outstanding. Everything you need to improve your life in God, your ministry in the Lord, your purpose and your assignment. You can't beat it. Yep. Power of God, 2019, year of the open door. Now, So when the president goes to London, he's not received well. He tells everybody he is.
Yep.
But everybody's watching the tape. I think he ought to own when people protest. He doesn't leverage it. Instead he acts like it doesn't exist.
Right.
But I think he's just doing what he's always done.
Yeah.
And the people around him have facilitated this lying in the face of film.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't even say it was taken out of context. He just said it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
I know what your lying eyes are telling you, but listen to what I'm saying. You just, I wish he'd just own it sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, okay, they didn't show up, or say nothing.
Right.
Let the tape speak. You don't comment.
Anything. It'll pass right by.
Yeah. He gives it life.
Yeah. Yeah, but he knows the supporters will come through for him, because in his mind, that's all in his mind, I think he thinks his base is bigger than what it is.
Okay.
And that base is so strong, and it did get him in. Well, no, more than his base got him in office.
Sure.
You know, those independents
had to.
that got him in there. The lack of people coming out to vote got him in there. But I think he believes that his base is strong enough that that's all he needs to worry about. Now, granted, do I think he has a chance to get reelected? Absolutely.
Let me tell you why I think he does have a chance. I think systematically, the Republicans have gone to court in the states where they have the influence, and they have redistricted almost every electoral college that they can touch. The president lost the popular vote by 3 million votes and won the electoral and is now president, which to me is kind of stupid. The people speak, but you give them someone they haven't voted for. It makes no sense to me.
The electoral college is based off an old slave system. It just is what
it is.
It's what it is.
It is.
And I get it. Middle America needs to have a voice too, because there are some people that are too progressive left for me.
Absolutely.
That the coast shouldn't determine everything that goes on in the middle, but the middle shouldn't determine everything that's going on the coast.
That's right. That's right.
And
there's no balance.
There's no the president's supposed to be the president of everybody.
That's right.
Not just.
But it's clear now that our last few Republican candidates were not shy about the fact that they were not going to be the president of the entire country. They were very clear about that. I'm getting ready to get elected, and I'm not your president. That was mind blowing to me.
Absolutely.
You know, and that rallied some people. I was like, you know, I didn't have a problem with President Obama in the sense that he did not become H. Rap Brown when he got in office. Oh, that's before your time. Okay.
I'm like, who? I mean, the name sounds familiar, but I'm like, you don't know.
You don't know either. Okay, so Stokely Carmichael,
I know
Brown,
I know Stokely.
Black Panther Party,
I got
you know, all that stuff. Malcolm X.
I got that. Yeah.
All around the same time.
All right.
Okay.
I just never heard of him.
They were all. Well, H. Rap was one of the more H. Rap Brown. He was one of the more radical guys.
Okay.
At the time.
That's probably nobody talks about him.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't talk about rap much, do they? No. He was pretty intense. He's still in prison? He was pretty intense. He was, you know, tough.
Okay.
Said what he wanted to say. You got him?
Yeah, I got him. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to look him up. Okay.
Yeah. You'll like him because of his story.
Okay.
Very significant.
Okay.
Yeah, very significant. I didn't have a problem with the fact that the president had to be everybody's president.
Yeah.
Now, watch this. People of color had a problem. Some people of color had a problem with the fact that he didn't side or was not obviously president of one side of the nation.
Yeah.
But they elected Trump because they felt like the government was favoring one side of the nation. So it's wrong either way you look at it.
Yeah, it is.
No matter what party it is in, you can't be the president of the United States and only be the president of some people, even if they didn't vote for you.
Yeah. And that's this. And for many of his shortcomings, George W. Bush,
yes, sir,
is starting to look more favorable more and more, with all his shortcomings. Now, that could be based upon my view looking back with Trump and everything.
Yeah.
Because one thing I give President Bush, he started a war I didn't agree with, a lot of some stuff. He was actually a compassionate Republican, which made his party go against him at times.
Yeah.
Because he actually wanted to help poor folk.
Well, because he has Mexicans in his family. His sons and his daughters are marrying people of color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he was literally.
I mean, what was he going to do?
Right.
I mean, you know, your son's married a Mexican woman.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to start talking about Mexicans or this, that, and the other thing? No. Couldn't do it. Their family represented his mindset as it related to ethnicities. I'm amazed that our country is experiencing a revival of public division.
Yeah.
We were all asleep, thinking that that's not us anymore. Nah,
We still there.
let's talk to Danny. Hey, Dan,
Good morning, Bishop. Good morning, Pastor Nick and staff. How
Hey,
you all
sir.
doing today?
how you doing, man?
Hot, and it's steamy in the afternoon. Now we're getting those afternoon showers again. So
Well, that's good. Helps keep the grass green.
yeah. I just wanted to touch bases on a couple of things that you all were talking about
Go
this
ahead.
morning. For those of us that can remember when Walmart first started up, their claim to fame was no lines, no waiting, no pushing, no shoving. And,
Was that their claim to fame?
Yeah, that was their claim. Yeah, and that's how they got into the business of having one, not to wait, and also have an intelligent service staff or sales staff that will be able to assist you.
That sounded like a little shade.
Right. Now you go in there now and try to find.
That sounded like a little shade, Dan.
Yeah, and then when you do find someone, there's no help. So that's one thing there. And also, when the president was in France, I believe, and I think that they were doing a ceremony for the 75th year, how did Nancy Pelosi get into the conversation when you're there at the cemetery, supposedly acknowledging those who have sacrificed for the country?
My president doesn't have a functioning filter at times. He appropriateness is not part of what he appears to do on his own. His appropriateness has to be programmed. If it's not programmed, we can almost guarantee that my president is going to be inappropriate.
You know, you would think that he would probably say, if someone asks a question, this is neither the time nor the place.
No, he can't do that. He can't do that. He has not exhibited behavior that would indicate that he's capable of what you just suggested. Did I say that in a nice way?
Yeah. The other thing that I wanted to do, and I'll get off the line here, Bishop, is that I want to compliment you, Pastor Nick, the staff, and Bethany for the job that you are doing in educating our young people before they go off to college.
Wow, thank you.
You know, to let them know what it's about and have in their mind exactly what you want to do or what you want to major in and what have you, because there's a lot that's at risk where we have young people that go, if they're really not have settled in their mind what they want to do and what's at stake, because there's a lot of money. You can't go back and change around and switch around because you're putting a lot of money out there.
Yeah.
And to let them know what's going on.
I get it, man. Thank you so much. We've always been youth oriented in the sense of they've been part of the major focus of our ministry, but we have really upped the ante. We're now, starting this mentoring program for our kids from what age?
Kindergarten up.
Kindergarten up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because we believe that the attack is on that generation. If you see what's in the
you're right.
news, the enemy is really trying to sift this group so that the generation is either weak or non-existent. And the godlessness we have to take aim at and try to change.
Yep.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yep. They're growing up in one of the most secular cultures that we've ever seen.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's producing a lack of identity.
Yep. Very secular.
I can't wait to get my grandson's haircut.
Yeah. And that's where it's funny. I'm teaching a class on Generation Z millennials.
Yeah.
And one of the big things about this group is they're growing up. To them, sexual fluidity is normal.
Yeah.
Because it's what they're growing up in.
Mm-hmm.
So they no longer tie a part of their identity to their sexual identity anymore.
And that is absolutely, I can see them doing that. And I can see them thinking there's no importance in it until they reach the age where they want to marry, where they want to have kids, where your history will absolutely impact your self-esteem going forward. You know, all this, what we suffered from was the freeness of the 60s.
Right.
So you came up through the 60s, all that free love and free sex and all that, and you look back on that history, and it wasn't free. It cost you something,
Yes, sir.
and the promiscuity impacted people's self-esteem and everything
Yes.
that went along with that.
Yeah.
So you carry that into your history. And so there's a part of your history that you don't feel qualified to teach your children because you were so immersed in it.
Yep.
You don't want to share that with them
Yeah.
because it's not a good look now.
No.
So, and you know, the 60s we went through it, 50s they did, 60s, 70s. All those people are now looking back, shaking their heads at
Like,
themselves.
yo, what was I doing?
Only the fools are saying, I'd do it all over again.
No.
Well, once again, Bishop, I want to compliment you all, and I can see the involvement of the younger people.
Yeah.
And keep them busy.
Thank you, man.
All right.
See you
Be
soon.
blessed.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Want to remind everybody, of course, we're streaming services. Are we streaming noondays? Yeah, we're streaming noonday services and evening if you're locked out geographically and can't get here. But if you can get here, you need to be in this place to experience what happens in here.
Yep.
It is a supernatural move of God. It is absolutely astounding. Night after night after night after night, day after day after day, in the classrooms, in the sanctuaries, in the fellowship. It's just amazing time. I felt a shift about 3 weeks ago, and then this week that was bringing up, the room has already shifted,
Yep.
and God is simply waiting for us to arrive. It's amazing what you're going to experience the power of God. Tell someone about it. Get on the phone, get on your car, get on your horse, whatever you got to do. Come on over. Now, this abortion issue is something that we have talked about a little, but to me it has become something that we can't avoid as a subject. Some of the conversations that are being had, I'm not quite sure that I understand where they're coming from, in the sense of, why is there a debate on the table about the possibility of terminating a child that's 8 months in the womb? Why? That does not seem to be a conversation you would have, because the answers to that question are obvious. If the baby was born prematurely, you do everything you could to make the child live. But if you don't want the baby, people want it to be legal to kill the child almost up to the day of delivery. Somebody help me. That doesn't seem like it should be. To me, it's in the same box where we shouldn't be having a voting rights conversation for people that dwell in this country, or we should be having conversation about children being aborted right up to the time that they're born. That doesn't make any sense to me.
From my knowledge, a lot of doctors won't do an abortion if the baby's viable, even premature. Do an abortion that late term.
But
No.
people are pushing for legislation to
Some
allow it.
people are pushing for it. I don't think they're going to go that far.
What's up with the politicians even bringing that to the floor?
Yeah. Hopefully that's a small minority.
The fact that the
Yeah.
conversation
Yeah.
is being had is what disturbs me.
Yeah. I to me, again, whether the baby's fully formed from the beginning, conception, to me, I believe life begins at conception.
Absolutely.
An organism has to start
Yep.
somewhere.
Yep.
So, I mean, literally, conception means bringing something to life.
Yes.
So it may not be fully formed, but it's still a life there. So
Why is that difficult?
And I get,
And the question, if you didn't have an abortion, what would you have?
A baby.
Okay. A person would emerge.
Right. It would develop.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Why not practice responsibility on the front end?
Right.
And not even have to go through that.
Abortion is not.
It's not birth control. There you
It's
go.
not. It's not. And you know, the thing that part disturbs me.
Yes.
And the other part that disturbs me is just the rigidness of some people when it comes to certain aspects of abortion.
Well, here's
So-
I think here's where we are.
Yeah.
We're faith leaders.
Right.
So the balanced view is this. I don't demand that everybody get saved. I don't demand that everybody get saved or be saved because I am.
Right.
I'm not forcing my walk with God on you.
Yep.
I can't force my religion on you.
Right.
So, I'm absolutely pro-life.
Yep.
But I think it's inappropriate for me to tell you what you can do because my religious beliefs
Yep.
put me in a position.
Absolutely.
I stand for what I stand for. There's no doubt about it. But I'm not going to tell some unbeliever
Yeah.
that, we're going to set a law so you can do what I believe.
Right.
Something's wrong with that.
There is. And my thing is like this. If one of those lawmakers, the 14-year-old daughter came home and said, I was raped and now I'm pregnant.
I get that.
Sure.
I get that.
I'm not saying that she should get an abortion. I'm just saying I'm sure the thought will cross their mind.
Absolutely.
Or watch this, they would do it and just not say anything.
Well,
Which a lot of Republicans.
I've counseled Republicans whose children got in trouble, and they just very quietly took care of the whole, call it taking care of the whole thing, securing your future. Bottom line is, child had an abortion.
Yeah. Or their mistress got pregnant.
Yes, now all of a sudden I'm for it.
Yeah.
So I'm just, contextually speaking.
Right.
So I'm somewhat distressed by the fact that you got these old white men trying to legislate what females ought to do without a female being in the room.
Absolutely.
And it's not about health care for females. It's not about choice in their minds. I'm going to tell you what to do with your body.
Right.
And and I'm a faith leader and I'm pro-life all day long.
Absolutely.
But I don't think I have a right to impose my beliefs on another individual.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, even God doesn't impose his will on us.
I'm going to talk about something tomorrow.
I mean,
Talk about something tomorrow. No man can come to the Father except to be drawn. We seem to think that means, some people think that means he draws everybody. That's not possible. The folk that know me know my voice. Some have been given to Jesus. Those that are given to me, I will lose none of them. The implication is that all have not been given to him. So the drawing requires a response,
Absolutely.
a decision.
Yep.
And the Holy Spirit does that drawing. But some people will not respond.
Absolutely. Yep. There's got to be a required response to the drawing.
Yes.
Salvation doesn't work independent of us.
No.
It just,
I don't know why they made it so complex.
Yeah. Well, we got to complicate everything.
Curious people tend to complicate things.
That's true. And talking about this whole, treating women thing, the big thing coming up, it's always reviving itself, is women preachers.
That's coming back?
Yes, absolutely. Because the Southern Baptist Church.
Not again.
Yeah. So I don't know if people know, like Beth Moore. She's
I've seen her on my feed occasionally.
Yeah, she is an astounding Southern Baptist preacher.
Is she?
Yeah. For her context, she's great.
She's good.
Yeah, she's good.
Would we like her?
Might.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have to listen to some more stuff in full.
Okay.
But very practical.
Okay.
Very practical. Very down to earth. That type.
Okay.
But it keeps coming back to the Southern Baptist people attacking her online.
Why?
Because she's a woman preacher.
Southern Baptists don't have any female preachers?
Well, she's Southern Baptist. That's the thing. So there's Southern Baptist churches that bring her in. Some people that
And some don't.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
So why? My thing is at 2019, we are still arguing about if a woman is preaching and fruit is being produced. Obviously, if God dishonored that, why is He producing the fruit? That's my thought. If it's out of His system, why is He using women to do this?
So the Southern Baptist Church is saying, maybe locked in. Are you going to believe your lying eyes, or are you going to believe what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Wow.
Yeah. It's 2019. Just
Yeah, I'm absolutely astounded by these gender and race issues that I believe our country should be way past by now.
Yep.
The religious bringing this stuff up again about women should not be proclaimers of God's word just does not make any sense.
Right. It doesn't.
So Mary pregnant, she has Jesus. She can't talk for him. She can't talk about him because she's a female.
Yeah. And when Jesus rose from the dead, He didn't say, "Hey Mary, go find me a man," and then send the man and said, "Tell my disciples." He sent her, said, "Tell my disciples, I've risen from the dead."
Yeah.
He can send a woman. He can, But they take that.
But Rhoda, when she, as an apostle, when she tells them that Peter's at the door, and it's true, they tell her she's crazy.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about.
That's true. And then when Peter comes in, then
You don't know what you're talking about. Then when Peter walks in, there's no other comment about Rhoda not knowing what she's talking about.
Yep. Wow.
We're coming up on the end of the program. I want to invite you once again to Power of God 2019, Year of the Open Door. We've got 3 phenomenal general sessions, 2 by great sisters in the faith, Sabrina McDaniel and Rita Twiggs, 1 by one of the most effective preachers. You're going to hear Darius Daniels from Change Church. There'll be 3 general sessions during the day, in addition to, I believe, 70 workshop classes for pastors, assistant pastors, lay folk, men and women in ministry, and creative fine arts. As well, 2 worship services a day. All our worship services are free to the public, free and open to the public, noonday and 7:30 at night. The noonday worship service, we always feature an outstanding psalmist to get us ready for the Word of God. Nighttime, we have Grammy and Stellar Award-winning artists that are integrated into the service as part of the worship service. So we want you to get ready for Power of God. We've got an outstanding group of pastors coming. You can go to our website at gotobethany.com, or you can do it the way that many of us are still comfortable with. Call 856-807-7337, 856-805-7337. Register today. Don't wait. Get your badge. Registration, of course, will be open every day. We start registering in the mornings at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. We start registering every morning. Tonight, you can register, of course. Come to the service. Tomorrow night. Come to the worship service tomorrow night, 7:30. Bishop Jovis Walker is going to open us up. Our phenomenal music ministry will be front and center. Our creative fine arts will be right there to try to exhibit what God can do in the local church. All right, stay strong, stay safe. This has been On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. We want you to have a great day. Go to church tomorrow. Give the Lord some praise. See you tomorrow night for the kickoff of Power of God.